welcome to Buona Papa again. I'm Barbara and today I'm going to share with you the recipe of what I call the Italian mix. When Luca was 6 months, I was in Italy and I had to start introducing him to solid foods, and trust me, I really didn't know where to start with. My mom, my sister-in-law and my friends, they introduced me to the concept of the Italian mix. The Italian mix is a full meal that you can give your baby at lunch and dinner, and that contains all the good and healthy ingredients that will help your baby growing and will introduce him to different tastes every single time that you're going to prepare the meal. But let's start with the ingredients and then you will understand better what I mean by Italian mix. The first ingredient is a vegetable soup. Twice a week, I prepare a different vegetable soup for Luca with different veggies depending on what I find at the farmer's market. And usually what I do is that I double the quantity of one veggie so that its flavor will pop up. Like today, I double the quantity of the broccoli, so when you taste the vegetable soup, it really tastes like broccoli. If you want to check the full recipe, it's so easy. Just go on the channel and check the video on Buona Papa. The second ingredient is a choice between meat, fish, cheese, and ham. Fish. As a start, I usually give Luca white fish. White fish can be any white fish that you can find at your grocery store, it's fine. I prefer to buy not frozen one, but fresh one because it's healthier. Then later you can add other kind of fish, more tasty, like salmon. Salmon is very good, it's very rich in omega-3, has a kind of very strong taste. So your baby might not like it at the first time, but keep trying because it's good and he will get used to that taste. Meat. Usually I use ground meat like ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, ground lamb, and of course I prefer to buy grass-fed beef because it has no hormones, no antibiotics, nothing. Maybe it's a bit pricey, but trust me, it's so worth. Ham. It can be with honey, it can be smoked. The important thing that has no hormones and no antibiotics. Cheese. I love ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese is an Italian kind of cheese. It's from cow or from goat milk. It's fresh, it's very light, it's creamy. That's why babies, they like it. Third ingredient, cereal. It can be any cereal that you can find for babies. Usually here I find rice cereal and oatmeal cereal. Fourth ingredient, Parmesan cheese. That's my favorite. I love Parmesan cheese. You will see that in my recipes for baby from 6 to 12 months, I do not use any salt. But I use a lot of Parmesan cheese because it's aged, it's very easy to digest. Of course, it's pasteurized, so it's good for babies, and it gives you the kind of taste that baby they like and that will make baby food more good. Last but not least, olive oil, extra virgin. You know, I'm Italian, so I can do anything without my good oil. So I explained you the ingredients. Now let's do a recipe with the Italian mix. Today we're going to do a broccoli vegetable soup with ground beef, rice cereal, Parmesan cheese, and oil. But let's start together and I will show you how the recipe is done. Ground beef. You can cook it in two ways. You can just take a pan and cook it for 1 minute, or easier, I prefer to do it, you can use the microwave. So let's put the ground beef in the microwave. And usually I put it 1 minute and then I stop it at 30 seconds and I stir it so that the meat cooks very well in every single part. Done. And the quantity was something like 4 oz. It was, as you could see, a tiny bowl. Because remember, your baby is growing, so he's not going to eat a lot. So what I do, I put the meat in a container and then I add 5 spoons of vegetable soup, and then before adding the rice and the Parmesan cheese and the oil, I use the blender. I use hand blender. Trust me, you don't need a lot of fancy tools, kitchen tools, in order to prepare your baby food. What I really use a lot is the hand blender, and that's it. Smooth and creamy, as we want. Then you put our mix of vegetables and meat in a cup, and at this point you add the cereal, rice cereal in this case, let's say 2 spoons, and then you mix. 1 spoon of good Parmesan cheese, less than 1 teaspoon of oil. It's just a drizzle. Mix everything together, and your Italian mix for today is done. See, it's easy, it's healthy, it's made from scratch, it's made with love, and trust me, it's very tasty. One tip for you that I usually do with Luca: try your baby food. If it's good for you, it's good for your baby. For today is everything. Please leave me a comment. I will try to respond as soon as possible, and see you next week for another recipe from Buona Pappa. And as always, buona pappa a tutti!